the date is 080808 in the Western world. Of course, it's not that everywhere, because some calendars have started 3,000 years earlier, and some might even be older. And apparently, the Mayan calendar is coming to an end, or is it it doesn't matter. What are calendars? What happens that needs to be dated significantly? God. Let's talk about God. When was God created? If anybody thinks that God created the world, then you obviously haven't done any of your studying. But I don't want to be bitchy or sarcastic or anything like that, because I don't think it's helpful. It doesn't get us anywhere, and we're all at the same place, so we should try to think about what's going to get us somewhere. So let's talk about God. What does God mean, and where does he come from? And why are you looking at a reflection in the glass? No, that's not an important question. But God is an important question. And what God means in English, if you hear it in English, it is genocide, oppression, and disaster. Okay? Have you gotten that? Write it down. God is genocide, oppression, and disaster. A lot of people who believe in God believe that God created the universe 6,000 or 8,000 years ago. There's various thoughts on how many years ago. And part of the reason I think this idea was propagated was to make the believer believe that the Lord God has existed forever and ever. And forever and ever has been 7,000 or 8,000, 6,000 years. But the Lord God was created by writers, by concepts, by genocide, oppression, and disaster. Genocide, oppression, and disaster work very conveniently for the ruling class. Okay, the word elite is probably not the right word. Aristocratic. It doesn't really matter what you call them. The words are all mixed up. What they are some mad apes who have managed to steal the power from the masses and turn them into slaves with fear, which we sometimes like to call love of God. We don't love God. We are fucking terrified of God. And it is genocide, oppression, and disaster. Take a look at your history. Every time it looks like there's going to be some kind of democracy happening, genocide, oppression, and disaster rise up and slap you on down again. Let's take a recent example like the United States of America. Probably one of the most freest lands on the planet. Just like Germany was in 1932. Probably one of the most well thought out, what do you call them again? Not democracies. Democracy ain't, like Jim Hightower says, it ain't got nothing to do with elections. Elections don't matter. Elections don't make you democratic. Democratic means that the people, the human beings, the masses, the 99.9% of the population of just the humans, never mind, we haven't even started to talk about the fish, which we won't today, but we're talking for the fish, because the fish really do not want to die. And if we continue doing what we're doing, living under God, genocide, oppression, and disaster, the fish are going to die along with us. So, like I've heard so many times, it is impossible to fight the system because they have the God title. Well, what choice do we have? Are we just going to sit here and let them walk all over us from now until eternity? I don't think so. It's completely and utterly against our instinct to sit down and say nothing. to shut up and be quiet. Of course, that's what they've told us. Otherwise, it will bring us more genocide, oppression, and disaster. And right now, genocide, I don't know in how many countries genocide is being propagated right now, but it's not 1 and it's not 2. It's a number probably that's got more to do with number 10 or 20. And we go on ignoring it because we feel hopelessly helpless because God is going to save us. But God isn't going to save us. God is a lie. God is based on tyrannical dictatorship, and it's got everything to do with manipulation, and it ain't real. Okay? The only thing that's the closest thing to God right now is us. And we're acting like a bunch of fucking slugs. So maybe the closest thing to God are the crows. And they don't really have the power of the planet right now. And they don't even, I don't even think, they don't have any reason to like us. None of the other animals have any reason to like us. But they're putting up with us so far. I'm not sure why. Maybe they think we're going to wake up and smell the shit and the roses. Or does that relate? I don't know. But anyway, God's a lie and we are real. Okay? Genocide, oppression, and disaster are real, and they're being used to manipulate you. Did I say it 3 times? You usually have to say something 3 times or nobody listens.